They say the world began with a bang, but before that, light cracked through the void, before atoms collided or galaxies revolved, before there was even a concept of time or direction, there was something far more powerful. There was something more powerful than matter. There was a thought, and then there was a word. Every holy book, Bible, Vedas, Quran, says the same thing in different languages. The universe was spoken into existence. And if that's true, then what are you creating with your words and thoughts? Imagine just for a moment that every word you speak and every thought you think has the power to shape the universe itself. What if creation wasn't just something that happened eons ago, but something that happens every single day, through us, with our words, our thoughts, and our intentions? Today, on the Beyond the Bible, we're diving into the greatest story ever told, the creation of the world, and how our words and thoughts continue to shape reality. There was thought, there was intention, and then there was a word. Let there be light. That wasn't just a poetic line from the Bible. It was a cosmic command. It was not whispered, it was declared. And the moment that word was spoken, reality started to respond. Light poured into the darkness. The void was no longer silent. The Creator didn't use tools or hands. He used voice, frequency, and language. Across spiritual texts, cultures, and time, this same truth echoes. The universe began not with action, but with intention made manifest through speech. Now, let's rewind. Way back. Before there were mountains, oceans, or even the idea of time, there was nothing. Or was there? Well, across cultures and centuries, humanity has asked, how did everything begin? Who or what set this incredible universe into motion? In the ancient Hebrew tradition, it's said that before the world was even a whisper, 7 things existed: the Torah, the divine throne, paradise, hell, the celestial sanctuary, the Messiah, and most intriguingly, a voice that called out to humanity. It's as if the universe was waiting backstage, script in hand, ready for the curtain to rise, and then creation began. Not with a bang, but with a word. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That's how the story starts in Genesis, one of the oldest and most influential creation narratives in history. But here's the twist. God didn't build the world with hands or tools. He spoke it into existence. "Let there be light," he said, and there was light. The very first act of creation was an act of speech. Words became worlds, and sound became substance. The Gospel of John deepens this further. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In Christian tradition, this Word, the Logos, refers to Jesus, seen as the divine agent through whom all creation came into being. Creation itself, then, is rooted in thought, intention, and the spoken word. Even the Hebrew alphabet reflects this sacred power. In mystical Jewish tradition, each letter wanted to be first in the act of creation, but it was the letter Bet, symbolizing blessing, that was chosen. Bereshit, in the beginning, starts with Bet, marking that the universe itself was built upon blessing. Creation began with intention, with divine thought, with sacred sound. This isn't limited to Abrahamic faiths. Ancient Greek philosophers like Anaxagoras and Empedocles believed in a creative cosmic intelligence, a nous or mind, that separated light from dark, order from chaos. In their view, creation was not random. It was rational, conscious, and birthed from thought. And here's where it turns personal. If creation began with thought and word, what does that mean for us? Are we just spectators in this divine drama, or are we part of the cast? Across spiritual traditions and even in modern psychology, there's a shared idea. Our thoughts and words shape our reality. Gandhi once said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions, and the chain ends with destiny." Each thought, each phrase becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. So the question becomes, if the universe was spoken into existence, what are you creating with your words today? This idea isn't just spiritual, it's scientific. Neuroplasticity proves that our thoughts can rewire our brains. Repeated thoughts form pathways. Positive self-talk can boost the immune system, improve focus, and shift how we perceive reality. Negativity, meanwhile, reinforces stress and fear. In every field, from mysticism to neuroscience, one law remains: what you speak becomes your truth. Let's now return to the Genesis blueprint. Each day of creation is more than a historical event, it's a psychological and energetic process. Day 1. Light. This is awareness, the first flicker of clarity in a mind clouded by confusion. In your life, this is the moment you realize you want change. Day 2. Separation of the waters. This is where boundaries form. The sky and sea are divided. This represents focus, the ability to separate distraction from direction. Your words define your limits, and those limits shape your experience. Day 3. Land rises. Plants begin to grow. This is productivity. Now that clarity and boundaries exist, ideas take root. Your thoughts and words begin to show results. Day 4. Rhythm. Sun, moon, stars, the structure of time. You cannot create without rhythm. You need consistent thought, consistent speech. This is where rituals form. Manifestation without rhythm is just wishful thinking. Day 5. Life moves. Birds in the sky, fish in the sea. Your words begin attracting momentum. The energy you emit begins to ripple outward. Your reality begins shifting. Day 6. Consciousness. Humanity is formed and given the gift of speech. We are now co-creators. We can name, define, and choose. Creation becomes personal. Day 7. Rest. Not to pause creation, but to allow it to unfold. The creator steps back, trusting the design. In your life, this is surrender. You've spoken your truth, now let the world adjust. And even now, in Jewish mysticism, it's said that the light created on day 1 was so pure that it had to be hidden away for the righteous, proof that thought and word carry power beyond what we can understand. So again, we ask, what are you creating? What stories do you repeat to yourself? What patterns are you reinforcing? Your words don't describe your life, they build it. Speak fear, and you live inside a wall. Speak faith, and you watch doors open. Zooming out further, cultures around the world share the same idea. Some say the world was sung into being. Others say it was imagined, danced, dreamed. But always, it begins with intention, thought, word. And if the universe is still expanding, maybe creation isn't over. Maybe it continues through us. Every morning when you wake up, you hold the brush. Every word is a color, every thought a stroke. Will you build something beautiful or something broken? Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, observe your inner dialogue. Watch your words, speak blessings, not curses. Create light, not confusion, just like the Creator did. If the world was spoken into existence, then your life can be too. The words you say, even silently to yourself, are shaping the next version of your reality. So what would happen if you took them seriously? What would happen if you spoke life, healing, and strength, not just out of hope, but out of truth? You're not just alive, you're a creator. So speak as if the universe is listening, because it is. If you found value in this message, give it a like and hit subscribe to our channel Beyond the Bible. Share it with someone who needs a little light today. And if this moved you, share it with someone who needs to remember they were never ordinary. They were always part of the plan, part of the process, part of creation itself. Think clearly, speak wisely, create intentionally.